Hey guys, welcome back to Ivy Crypto. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Today I wanted to talk about another Cardano project called ERGO. Now, ERGO on the Cardano ecosystem is under the Oracle and the DEX banner because they also have ErgoDEX. Now, I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but ERGO's been around for a long time. Now, they've actually, been around since 2017, where they had a pretty parabolic run into around the $22 mark, and then it settled right down, and we hadn't really heard anything about this project until earlier this year, where it started getting some traction. I mean, look at literally right here, beginning of the year, 70 cents, guys, 9 months ago, and now it's at $17. So it's had a pretty parabolic run this year. It's doing really well, but I still think that there's a lot to go for this project. I think it's going to crack into the top 100 minimum before the end of the year, and I think there is a lot of movement there. So before we get into it, guys, as always, I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. ERGO is a really interesting project. I think the team behind it is absolutely fantastic, and that's really what's made me want to talk about this project. There's so many facets to ERGO. They are doing that. It's DeFi, it's an Oracle. They have ErgoDEX that's launching soon on the Cardano blockchain. They're doing NFTs, so it's really quite complex. Now, when we think about oracles and DeFi and all that sort of stuff, we are seeing massive runs that projects are doing. Now, does ERGO have another big run in it in 2021? To be honest, I don't know. But let's talk about it, and you guys can tell me what you think. Now, one of the websites that I'm going to use is ergo101.org, because ERGO, like I said, it's quite complex. It can be a little bit complicated to get your head around. So we'll use this website to sort of use the information that's here, and then we'll talk more about it later. So ERGO is a revolutionary UTXO-based blockchain protocol built on an efficient and secure financial contracts platform with radically new DeFi functionality. Founded by some of Charles Hoskinson's favorite technologists, who also contributed to the development of Cardano, NXT, Scorex, Waves, and smartcontract.com, which is now known as Chainlink, ERGO is proof-of-work blockchain platform with Turing ability smart contracts that employs a number of advanced features like zero-knowledge proofs, ring signatures, oracles, and adjustable block size. ERGO's Sigma protocols and blockchain architecture make it possible to do things that would be difficult on conventional smart contract platforms, enabling a high degree of privacy while ensuring security is not compromised. While the range of possible decentralized financial use cases is endless, examples include stablecoins, NFTs, oracle pools, and the trustless mixing of funds with ERGO Mixer, which enables participants to spend without anyone knowing who ever made the transactions. In 2020, ERGO partnered with ERGO to jointly explore stablecoin R&D and the provision of DeFi applications by leveraging each other's respective expertise in Cardano's technical structures and UTXO-based smart contracts. Now, I'm going to say a very much less complicated version than that. To put that in simple terms, ERGO combines some of the best assets of Bitcoin with the best of Ethereum. It describes itself as a blockchain protocol built to be an efficient and secure financial contracts platform with new DeFi functionality, in an umbrella term for various applications that cut the middleman out of various financial transactions. ERGO uses a similar mining model to Bitcoin and creates and validates new coins. But it limits the size of the computers that can mine, so there's no danger of creating the same carbon-intensive mining farms that we've seen with Bitcoin. ERGO is a programmable blockchain just like Ethereum. This means, among other things, that it can host decentralized applications, but unlike Ethereum, it doesn't charge gas fees. Ethereum's gas fees change depending on how congested the network is, so it's difficult to predict the costs of DApp development. In contrast, coders know exactly how much it will cost to develop their app on ERGO's network. ERGO has smart contract capabilities, and its coding language, ErgoScript, makes it possible to create more complex and more secure financial contracts. This could make a big difference to the DeFi and stablecoin industries. Now, I mentioned the team before, so let's get into it now. Now, as we talked about, the ERGO team has a solid background in core development with cryptocurrencies and blockchain network frameworks. Their key research on the official ERGO website. Below are brief biographies for some of the core ERGO team, but there are many other developers and community members involved. Alright, so the key one is Alexander. He's been in blockchain since 2011. He has written over 20 academic papers and more than 15 years experience in software development. He's the co-founder of ERGO, and he was also a co-founder of smartcontract.com, which we all know now as Chainlink, a core developer of NXT and one of the first employees of ERGO HK, where he was a research fellow and Team ScoreX manager. Now, of course, ERGO HK is who is behind Cardano. So, guys, unreal experience. Dimitri has a PhD in physics and over 10 years experience in software development. He has written several peer-reviewed papers on crypto and has worked with his co-founder on the ScoreX project since 2015. Co-founder and core developer of ERGO, he was an R&D researcher at ERGO HK focused on building a framework for blockchain prototyping. Now, you've got a couple of other members here, but they are all very, very experienced. And I guess for somebody who looks at team as one of the big things when I'm looking into a project, these guys have a pretty impressive team, and they've done some pretty impressive things. Like I said, it's Oracle, it's DEX, it's DeFi, it's NFTs. They're really building something here. And a quote from Charles Hoskinson: ERGO is an extremely exciting project ran by IOHK alums Dimitri and Alex. I'm happy to see it grow and evolve. And he did say in a video not too long ago that he was surprised that ERGO wasn't in the top 100 crypto projects. But again, I think some of that to an extent has to do with marketing, and not enough people talk about ERGO. I see the hardcores talking about this one a lot, hence why I wanted to make a video making you guys aware, but I don't see the masses talking about it. And even on Twitter, they've probably got about 30,000 followers, which for a project that's been doing so well isn't a lot. This is one of those projects that I firmly believe once we get more popularity into crypto and people that know their stuff get into it, it'll grow. Just like Algo, I mention Algo all the time as the example. Fantastic technology, fantastic team, but the price and the movement just isn't there because nobody really knows about Algo that much. I wanted to go into some use cases for ERGO before talking about ErgoDEX, which I know people are very interested in. So ERGO's Sigma protocols and blockchain architecture make it possible to launch numerous use cases that would be difficult or impossible on conventional blockchain platforms, as well as those that can be implemented on other networks. While the range of possible use cases is endless, here are some examples. Digital gold. Just like Bitcoin, ERGO has digital scarcity. There is limited supply mined into existence through proof of work. In this respect, ERGO is a conservative blockchain. However, additional features are designed to ensure that miners are adequately compensated after block rewards end. Powerful privacy applications, ERGO Mixer. The project uses ERGO Sigma protocols to enable efficient, trustless mixing of funds, enabling of high degree privacy while ensuring security is not compromised. Safe, simple financial contracts. ERGO enables new models of financial interaction underpinned by smart contracts built on flexible and powerful Sigma protocols, but easily accessible to developers. Alternative financial systems and products. The need to reform the global financial system has been clear since the last crisis in 2008. Now COVID-19 has forced our hands. We cannot delay, and the best way to start is from the grassroots. ERGO offers powerful tools to achieve this with smart contract-powered microcredit facilities and local exchange trading systems. Experimental economics. As the next financial crisis takes hold, it's clear that conventional monetary policy is at its limit. Smart contract platforms like ERGO enable more innovative targeted implementations of economic stimulation that the conventional banking sector cannot achieve. Money for hard times. With superior support for light clients but no compromise in security, ERGO is ideally suited to use in locations with limited internet connectivity or where bandwidth and storage are an issue. With support for alternative financial systems that can be accessed safely from any device, ERGO is a natural choice for failing states and economies. And I think, guys, this one here is pretty incredible for me. This is a really, really big one, especially for poorer countries, third world countries, where Cardano has a pretty big... Cardano's got a big presence in that, banking the unbanked and that whole vision that they have. So I think this point for ERGO is massive. At least I think so personally. You guys can tell me about it. And this is, something that explains it a little bit more, which you can do research yourself, of course. Now, before I go into... We talked about how to buy. Sorry, we didn't. We know it's for sale, but where you can buy it. So you can purchase it on KuCoin, Gate.io, and Probit Global. Now, I haven't heard of Probit Global before, and I've used KuCoin, and I would use Gate.io. They're all pretty general exchanges, nothing bad, nothing special, but this is where you can buy ERGO at the moment. I imagine, of course, it will be available in plenty more places once we get some of these Cardano Dexes launching. Now, before we go, I want to talk about ErgoDEX. Now, there's a lot of talk about ErgoDEX and DEXs in general on Cardano, and I've done a couple of videos on some of the DEXs that will be launching, and I know this one's got some particular hype. Now, I have got the beta on the other screen, not the full version of the beta, but I do have it up there. And I want to talk a little bit about ErgoDEX and why this could be silently a competitor in the race, I guess, for the top couple of DEXs on Cardano. So it's got cross-chain exchange, AMM and order book, transparent tokenomics, and roadmap-wise, they're smashing it. I mean, look at that. Stage 3, they're right now in stage 4 of the order book DEX. They've completed some ErgoDEX for Cardano, and I would imagine this will launch at some point over the next, 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm predicting this will launch around then. They're keeping it pretty close to their chest. Now, again, guys, these developers and the team is pretty impressive. So they're all part of ERGO. They're all developers of ERGO, and obviously they've created ErgoDEX, and I think it'll be pretty interesting times in the Cardano Dex space soon. Now, this one here is having a ICO. Now, they haven't released a date, but I do suggest following these guys on Twitter and following the general ERGO Twitter as well, as they will be announcing when the ICO goes live. But I believe, again, that'll be in the next couple of weeks at the latest. I think it'll go live probably this week, given that smart contracts launches in 1 week. Not that that's going to stop a potential ICO. Now, this is the demo of the ErgoDEX. There is some instructions on how to use it, and I haven't done all of these, so I'm probably not seeing the full thing. And the previews that I've seen on their Twitter, it is darker and I guess more sleek looking than this demo. But you can see here, in general, it looks pretty simple. Right now, they only have a couple of pairs. Of course, the fees aren't too bad. And you can see that you would just, put in how much you want to swap of each, and then you connect your wallet and off you go. Bob's your uncle. So not a lot to say in terms of the demo. I haven't tried the full thing. I do recommend trying it if you're planning on investing into ErgoDEX. But overall, guys, I do think that ERGO is quite impressive. I think that they have a really good team. I think that they have good fundamentals. I think that the general ERGO project is quite spread out. Like I said, they were involved in Chainlink, they were really involved in Cardano, and technology wise it looks pretty impressive. So in terms of my price prediction for this one, I do think it'll peak back into the 20s before the end of 2021. I think this will be definitely in the top 100 probably by the end of the year, if not early in 2022. I do think this will be one to watch over the next couple of years, and I think it will creep into the top 100 and beyond. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one, guys. What do you think of ERGO? Are you going to purchase it? Let me know. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, watch this space.